Many Americans have an awareness of the daunting environmental issues we face, yet most of us don't know what we can do as individuals and as faith groups. But there are plenty of ways to make a difference. Based here in Chicago, Faith in Place is addressing environmental sustainability issues through connection, education, and advocacy. Let's welcome Veronica Kyle, Congregational Outreach Director for Faith in Place. We also welcome two of Faith in Place Eco Ambassadors. Jalen Webb is a freshman at Gwendolyn Brooks College Prep, and she attends Trinity United Church of Christ. And Daryl Starks, Jr. is a junior at Gary Comer College Prep. Veronica, what is Faith in Place and how did you get started?
Faith in Place is an environmental organization that is faith-based. We have been around a little over 14 years. Started with our former founder and executive director, Reverend Dr. Claire Butterfield, and we are in about 900 congregations throughout the state of Illinois. Our focus is giving people of faith the tools to be better stewards of the earth, and we do this, as you said, through education, connections, and advocacy.
And what is the Eco Ambassador program?
The Eco Ambassador program is a program that I envisioned at Faith in Place. I joined Faith in Place in 2008, and one of the things that I realized when I got there is that we didn't have a program for that generation that we need to be passing this earth on to. Those who will have their children, our great-grandchildren, and grandchildren, that generation, there wasn't a program. And I remember talking to Reverend Butterfield and I said, I think we need to do something for youth. And she said, oh, wow, we don't really do youth. And I'm like, well, we're really gonna do this and pass this baton to another generation. We had a program for smaller children called From the Ground Up. So we started the Eco Ambassadors program 2009 to address the issue of bringing young people together with environmental stewardship and giving them the leadership skills and also having them look at their environment through a green lens, which they probably will share later. Look at it through a green lens and be able to come and make a contribution as youth, not wait until they get to be my age to do it.
That sounds great. I wish there was a program for me like that when I was a kid.
I do too. I think we would have had a better earth had this started decades before, but we're here now and we're happy, and they're ambassadors. We probably had about 120 young people come through our doors who are now official Eco Ambassadors from Faith in Place.
That's fantastic. There. Wow. So Jalen and Daryl, tell us, how did you become involved as Eco Ambassadors?
Well, I started off as a member of my own green committee at my church, Trinity United Church of Christ, and I didn't really know anything about Faith in Place until one of my green committee members had introduced it to me. She said, hey, this would be a great way for you to get even more involved in the community for green and help out us learn about our community and make it better. So Faith in Place introduced me to, I had already known about the pollution and everything, but Faith in Place made me see it through a green lens, which is like seeing the world in a better way where we interact with the community instead of having it where we have humans and we have the environment, we interact with it and make it better. So that's how I got introduced with Faith in Place.
That's great.
So for me, I was actually recommended from a teacher at my school, and he thought it would be a great challenge for me to go out into the world and actually assist in helping people become more environmentally aware.
That's awesome. And how have your views on environmental issues changed since being a part of Faith in Place?
So with me, I don't think it really changed. Like, I was always concerned about what was always happening around me because I've lost a lot of people who have fallen victim to taking their environment around them for granted. And I learned with this program to not have that same mistake that they made, and try to help others appreciate the environment more while also helping them.
With Faith in Place, they helped me because I didn't know everything about the environment, so they helped me learn about the local gardens and everything, and how we learned about the Plant and the Eden's Place, where they actually recycled all the things that other stores had thrown away and everything. So it helped me introduce and actually dig my hands into the dirt.
Veronica, can you tell us more about the current initiatives that Faith in Place has?
Our focus is energy conservation, water, public land and food, and policy and advocacy. Some of our current initiatives right now, because there's a big rollout with our utility companies on smart meters, many homes are getting smart meters, and they literally are like smartphones. You'll never have an estimated utility bill anymore. You'll be able to track your usage. You'll be able to know how to reduce your usage if you do not like the price of your utilities. And so right now we have a big smart meter education that's going out throughout Chicagoland in the zip codes that it's rolling out. We're actually going into congregations. People are able to ask questions. What is the smart meter? Is it safe? How can I use it? How can I know no one will ever send you, come and read your meter again. It's like having a smartphone. The other initiative is that we're expanding the leadership of our Echo ambassadors, taking it to another level. They spent yesterday at a summit, the Urbane Summit that was sponsored by Eden's Place, with other environmental youth all over the city, taking it to a level where they can begin to build the leadership skills to go back to their schools, their congregations, their communities to do more. And then finally, we have a program that deals with environmental conservation and stewardship called Migration, Monarchs, Birds, and Me, where we merge the human migration stories, African Americans who've come from the South to the North, Latin Americans who've come from Latin America to North America, with that of the migration of Illinois migrant birds and monarch butterflies. So we're pretty excited because once we realize, as all of us who've migrated, we're looking for hospitality and safe and food supply and shelter. So is the monarch butterfly, so is the Illinois bird. And so those are kind of our three biggest initiatives right now.
Wow, thank you for sharing. It seems like you guys are touching on some very key issues going on in the community.
We're trying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jalen and Daryl, what are your favorite transformational stories or aspects of Faith in Place that you guys have been involved with?
So for me, when I first started Faith in Place, I didn't know, basically what I was going to get into. Even though I was excited for it, I still wanted to know, where was this going to take me? And my first job was actually helping with the community garden next to my house in my neighborhood. And with experience in that, it helped me realize, every experience you have it could be new or it could be old, but you always learn from that experience. You could take that learning and bring it with you when you want to make it into an actual career in the future. And I thought, this is for me, helping the environment, seeing all these people help out when we're in this garden, this is what I want.
That's really cool.
Daryl wants to do healthy food. He's torn between whether he's going to be an engineer or a culinary artist. And I'm like, why don't you just be a culinary engineer with a green lens, doing both? And that's the thing about the Echo Ambassadors program, just being able to realize that you can bring the environment into whatever profession you choose. And also, if it doesn't come into your professional life, but your personal life, how you utilize your resources. They've done a lot with energy conservation. They've done festivals where they've taught, we've collaborated with our utility companies, and they've taught residents how to lower their utility bills, get information. They've done so many things that I know that when this journey is over and I look back and Mrs. Kyle is sitting in her rocking chair, they'll be somewhere doing something ecologically okay for the community. So what about you, Jalen?
Well, one of the greatest experiences I had with Faith in Place was when we went to, I believe it was called Eden's Place, and so we saw the garden and how they worked it out in the community. So they transformed different parking lots, like the abandoned parking lots, and they transformed it into a garden where they use local
hoop houses. Yeah, the big hoop houses.
Yeah,
yes.
It was. They used the vegetables, fruits, and everything. They had a daycare where they had the young children help out, and it was a great experience for me. They actually worked on a table and everything, and so they made table out of the wood, and I saw the farm animals. It was awesome. It was a wonderful experience to have.
Thank you, Veronica. Thank you, Jalen. And thank you, Daryl, for coming and bringing this really important message of environmental justice. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
I'm Leah Smith for Different Drummers and the Greater Chicago Broadcast Ministries. Keep the faith.